to episode 10 of Cast or Curse. It is me, your favorite, as always, Coach Zeke. And I am joined by the lovely Blair, commentary extraordinaire. Welcome. How you doing today?
Good. Really having a great time being everybody's second favorite.
Yeah.
Really excited to get it correct. Really excited to hop into this episode.
Yeah. You can't always be number one, right?
Yeah. Hey, sometimes you settle for second. That's pretty good, right?
Second place is cool. You know, first loser. It's cool.
First, yeah. No, number one at something, some would say.
Yes, true. No. Yes. Well, today we have a lot to talk about. You wanna kind of get us into it?
No, we got a couple of things to hop into today. I'm sure if you guys haven't been living under a rock, you know about the myriad of tournaments that have been happening, and a couple of big ones, not even just a couple of big ones, probably the two biggest ones that we're going to have this year happened over the past 2 weeks. So we're going to hop into the results from those. And we have Collision coming up this weekend, so we should actually probably go over what that looks like if the bracket's up.
I don't think it is.
Okay, never mind. And
we're not talking about Collision today.
Moving right along on that whole thing. Galvin got announced, and those of you who are watching the Evo restream will have saw our live reaction to that. But we have some thoughts about it aftermath, and then we wanted to cap it off with a little commentary topic that we've been meaning to hop on the last couple episodes, and just ran out of time about kind of like commentary styles and where different people come from, and also what people in the FGC maybe expect compared to more traditional sports or even more traditional esports, and where a bunch of that stuff lands, especially because after these two events got so much coverage, especially at Evo, I've been seeing people have some thoughts about commentary and specific commentators or other things like that. And so I think it's as good a time as any to jump on a topic like that, because I think it's, one, interesting, but two, I think more people could stand to know, or at least have a little more informed opinion about it.
Commentary is a funny one, but we'll get to it. First, we got to talk about Evo. What a massive tournament with 15K something prize pool. It was a massive amount. Huge shout out to the community for helping fundraise for that. It seemed like it was such a cool event, but it was an insane top 8. And I kind of want to appreciate this top 8 because something really interesting is that we have, especially in this top 4, is 4 players from completely different games and backgrounds, that
was sick.
So cool. And that being Kakesol and Sandstorm. Kakesol being, the GOAT of Rivals 1, has a background in Melee and stuff, but Rivals 1 is definitely stomping grounds. Sandstorm being the GOAT of Brawlhalla. Pull up one of the greatest platform players ever, but primarily coming from Melee. And Spargo, Mr. Smash Ultimate himself. It was so cool to kind of finally get that top 8 that had them, as well as having Stango, Full Stream, Marlon, and B-Bats on the loser side. Like, it was just such a, these are the 8 best players in the room moment, and a crazy character spread. Like, it just felt right. Like, it was one of the first top 8s that I was like, yeah, this makes sense. It felt like everyone who should have been there was supposed to be there. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it didn't feel like anyone snuck into top 8 and had the upset run, or somebody had an easy bracket to get there. It felt like everybody kind of played their heart out to be there and made upsets along the way. I think notably Sandstorm overcoming the 9th place curse we saw a couple tournaments back, and kind of comfortably finding himself in the top 8 side of things, even if it didn't go particularly well once he got there. Yeah.
But I think it's awesome. And we said this right when the game was coming out, but one of Rivals 2's strengths is being able to pull players from a ton of different backgrounds and give them a place to go. And I think Evo was just the encapsulation of how exciting that can be. I know we streamed all 12 hours of Evo.
Let's recap. So the day Saturday, before, I streamed for 8 hours. The first day, I streamed for 9 hours. And the last day, I streamed for 12 and a half hours straight. I'm still tired. I'm still tired from that. Holy moly. That was, what a stream that was. We had so much fun. And they were just so many good sets. over and over, whether it be on the mainstream. A shout out to Bunters for having the hand cam set up so we could see some quick off stream moments. You know, there were just so many things that we got to see, and it definitely got to the point where it was like, wow, this is the best set, and it's like 6 in a row. I feel like every set had just banger after banger after banger.
Yeah.
But I do want to talk about something specific that I think is really cool. Besides Plup winning, he won playing handily. 3 characters handily and dropped 1 game to Stango in grand finals.
Yeah.
The characters that he played were Maple, Orcane, and Olympia. That is pretty much what I was told prior to the event, and it made sense that was the spread. It fit very much for what his bracket was, and he used them very strategically. It was really, really cool to see.
I think the Olympia only came out once.
I think it was once or twice, because it was once on the mainstream. As far as
we saw.
Because it was against Spargo, and then he used it a little bit against... No, he didn't use it against Stango. There was one other set that I think he tried it, but I know specifically he did use it against Spargo.
Yeah, it came out once for sure. I was remembering it and didn't remember seeing it again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that was the really interesting one, because everyone had been hearing the murmurs, like he's been practicing the character a lot, and this tournament was very much one of the events that showed how good Olympia really is, and the different ways you can play them, because we see someone like Sandstorm who has a really high ceiling with punish game and like mobility and stuff, and then we saw Plup, Stango, and then notably Zeus, who I think got 9th, also played Olympia, and all 3 of them play really like low to the ground, really simple and clean, and like I think that was a really cool thing to see, because it was very much like, here's a character with great tools and great opportunities, and just a really good player putting them in their hands and having the confidence to use them. And I think this was the first tournament where that was really showcased so effectively. Most notably with Stango beating Marlon 3-0 with Olympia for the second time now. Like
it was
last
crispy.
time it was Zetter, and that was pre-patch Zetter at Genesis, right? It's been a long time since then.
It's been a minute.
Yeah, as well as getting another win on Cake Assault in losers finals 3-1.
Yeah, it is interesting. I think Olympia the last 2 weekends has definitely shown up in a big way through multiple people kind of figuring it out. And I think one of the things was like people just got the punish game down to the point where it's quite oppressive to deal with. The other is, much like pre-patch Zetterburn, Olympia can press buttons in your face in a way that the other characters can't really at this point.
Yeah.
And it's not a neutral skip, but it's such a load off in neutral, knowing that you can just swing and be okay.
Yeah, she has some of the earliest knockdowns, very similar to someone like Orcane. And my apologies, I actually was wrong. This was the first win that he got on Cake Assault. That was the big thing. I forgot. This was the first
it was
time.
like 0-11 or something.
Yeah. That was
fucked
crazy.
Up like that.
Nobody beats you 12 times in a row, right?
Yeah, we had Stango saying Borsborn was the best character in the game and shit like that. Like, that's how bad it was. That's how bad it was.
Yeah, it's awesome.
But yeah, I think we saw a really good showcase from Olympia. I think Sandstorm's done a lot in terms of like innovating what her recovery can look like.
Same with Switch.
And then even Switch as well. Even players like Corn Cycle, though, pushing the punish game pretty far in a couple of moments that we saw in a different tournament altogether. And then obviously I think Stango and Zeus having, and particularly Stango having a grasp of the character that's just very fundamentally based. And, there's characters in the game, and I think Zetter and Olympia are 2 of them, where if you just make good decisions, good things happen.
Yeah, you get rewarded.
And there's no need to like wildly overcomplicate that, and I think those are potentially the kind of characters that just Stango kind of jives with, which is great, right?
Really
like, make it happen.
Stango has a really good trend of picking the best character in the game and doing really well. It's really cool to see. I'm very curious.
Why not?
Yeah,
why not?
Why wouldn't you? Right? It's awesome. But yeah, this was definitely the first sequence of like us seeing that, of like, okay, like there's a lot of Olympia here. A lot, as we see on the screen. There's Sandstorm, there's Plup, there's Stango, and this was the last tournament that he was swapping back and forth, and we'll talk about that. But Spargo dropping to both Stango and Plup Olympia was a big thing that Spargo himself had a little bit to say about that. He wasn't too fond of that.
All I know, Ron's not losing to both of them. One of them, maybe. He's not losing to both of them.
Yeah.
I think
out there in the streets when you're struggling, and I have something fun to talk about that when we get to Supernova.
Sure. I think one of the things that this highlighted as well, and I think something that is going to be more notable as the game goes on, is how important like shoring up your punish game versus particular characters is.
Yep.
And I think Olympia is the one where that is most exemplified.
Yes.
Because a lot of characters have Olympia exclusive confirms.
Yes.
And nobody fucking knows what they are.
No, a lot of people get by with like the bread and butters, and it's like, this is a hyper fast faller. It is very different the way you combo them, and there are things that don't work, but there are also things that don't work on anybody else but her. And it's
Rondo can up throw up smash her at kill percent. Like it's fucked up. Smash. Yeah, like so there are things to look out for her, and I think Spargo is one of those players that really thrives on like good decision making and advantage, and good decision making in neutral and good spacing. And while all of those things are like fucking awesome, against a character that eats your lunch if you don't kill her in a couple of tries, his punish game wasn't like as strong from like a guaranteed sense as Ron's typically is. And I think against most characters it doesn't actually matter that much. But against Olympia, it really fucking matters. Like you gotta have it.
But yeah, Evo was really, really fun to watch. And it seemed like a lot of people that went had a really good time. It was really cool.
Yeah.
There's some funny moments for sure. But I think overall, I'm happy that Rivals got to be there as not only like one of the largest side games, but the only indie game, which is so cool to see.
100%.
That there is just nothing else that is able to pull up like that. Huge shouts to everybody that showed up, that played, that watched, that hung out with us on the restream. It was a great time.
Holy fuck, yeah. It was very fun.
So fun.
Shout out to the 3 tier lists, everyone who voted on the 3 tier lists.
Yeah.
on Twitch and on Twitter. Shout out to everyone who fucking knows.
Yeah, thanks for
since
gaslighting
day
me,
one.
Yeah, thanks for gaslighting me.
You guys are fucking morons. Can we take a quick look at top 32 of Evo?
Of Evo? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, just take a quick look at it.
So they did top 24, not top 32. Reminder. Most notably, actually, before this, I'm pretty sure the person who put Stango in losers was Mystery Soul. That was one of the big upsets that happened here.
So Stango's losers run was fucked up.
Yeah, he had to beat.
Oh my god!
Run back on Vibe again, Pikmon, and had a game 5 so with ZB.
Like, dude, watching Stango play ZB and like watching the PM players play ZB is always so fucking funny.
It's just an absolute treat. They just make it so fun, you know?
Yeah.
No, there are a lot of players that did really well and like really showed up. Obviously, like most notably, Zeus finally had his offline opportunity. Sealer made it in the top 24, the Fleet player from SoCal. Who else was here? Ion almost making it as well. Like there were a lot of really good runs. Schroeder also made it up to I think 25th as well, or 19th. I forget which. Like there is a lot of good players. Go ahead.
I think there were a couple people we hadn't necessarily heard of either that showed up a couple times and made upsets. Like Morio was someone I wasn't familiar with.
Yeah, I forget. I think they're from Mexico.
Made it into top 24, and then Three-Legged Dog upset somebody. I remember watching that first.
St. Pat, my goat.
I remember watching that on day one.
Yeah, I'm so sad.
Having a laugh about that. So,
but this
as much as the top 8 was like, oh, who we expect to be here, kind of, and I think like even full stream, we were like, if he goes on a run, maybe, happen. But like players like Ion and Zeus and Sophie, the people who came in 9th, I think were also on our radar of like anyone could have been there.
I think it was a lot of like bad draws.
Stacked.
Like the fact that it's like Zeus ran into full stream, super unlucky. The fact that ZB ran into Sango, super unlucky. The fact that Sophie ran into B-Bats, super unlucky.
Yeah, that one's tough.
Ion got caught in the never-ending losers run that Marlon was taking after losing in top 64 to Recupid. So he ended up
Oh my god, yeah, that happened.
Because Ion beat Gravy in top 24 and then lost to Marlon, not for 9th, but for 13th. Because Mystery Soul is the one who played Marlon for 9th. And so that whole side right, like it was just evil.
It was just fucked up. Yeah.
Evil. And then like Zeus getting his win over Elkies. Like it's just there's just some scary sets. Zeus having to swap off for the Olympia against Elkies, finally getting that first like real big win with it.
Yeah.
Little things like that. It was a tough run for everyone, especially in losers.
Yeah, shout out to Ray Cupid. Yes. What an insane upset.
The GOAT TO.
The HDR TO GOAT upsets Marlon with Zetterburn.
So amazing.
That's the king.
We love that. That's GOAT for sure.
Yeah.
It was so funny because when that upset happened, people in my chat were saying, and I was like, no, this is bait. You're all trolling me from the tournament. This is bait.
Yeah, it actually felt like bait. I was there.
Yeah, and then and then Marlon made a tweet and I was like, oh, it's real. Oh my god, no way. That was crazy, but kudos to Marlon making his way all the way into top 8. That was
Marlon and Stango had a hell of a losers run.
Yeah.
Hell of a losers run, both of them.
Huge respect to them for trucking through and Stango carrying his way all the way into 2nd place and being the only one to take a game off of Plup with Zetterburn. Yeah, that he was moving. A lot of us have discussed it and including him, and it's very much like he just shouldn't have done that. And when we talk about Supernova, you'll see it's like he is committed to just playing Olympia now. No more bounce around the characters. It's hard to play multiple characters at that level, and it very much showed where the dominance that he had at Supernova by not doing that and having that like the consistent game plan.
Yeah, I think the difficulty is how much longer is Olympia going to be Olympia in the current state that she's in?
Surely.
3 more days? Like,
yeah, maybe, yeah. Yeah,
count,
we do have
count your blessings.
We do got a fat patch coming up soon. I'm assuming we're going to have it for Riptide, but until then, we're still playing on this patch. Nothing's been confirmed yet. That's just my assumption of like when we're going to have it.
It'll be next week or at the start of next month.
Exactly. Yeah. At some point we're getting it, and it's definitely going to be a big shakeup because there's been a long time cooking in that oven. A long time.
I'll say, some of you fuckers aren't getting away with some shit anymore.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Speaking of fuckers who aren't going to get away with shit anymore, I want to talk about Supernova and my experience.
Sorry, 1 second. Before you talk about Supernova,
what do you?
I wanted to give a shout out to Wisely and Flambo for commentating for like 14 fucking hours. Evo. That shit sucks.
I'm glad I could do it for fun on my stream and just like dissociate while you guys talk. I could never do that on a mainstream. Yeah,
that was
shout
fucking
out to you too.
crazy.
You are
huge
the goats.
Shout outs.
Genuinely,
that was crazy.
The goats. And I'm happy it was you guys. It seemed like you had a lot of fun and like you had some bangers.
It was a great broadcast. Yeah.
It was so dope.
Anyone's voice would be totally destroyed.
Oh my god.
Like I would have been gone halfway through the event. Like there's no way.
Yeah, there's just no way. But Evo was a great time. It seemed like you guys all had fun. Like on all fronts. It was really cool. And that was really, really good stuff. But all
right. Supernova.
Supernova. So I want to talk about my story with Supernova before we go into the whole thing. Supernova is the first major I have entered since like the first or second Super Smash Con or like the last pound. Like it's actually been a very long time.
It's been a minute.
I have actually entered and tried, which is very key here. And one of the reasons why I felt really comfortable going into it is my lovely GC Ultimate showed up
so crispy
on Wednesday. Literally on Wednesday.
Right before you go.
So I spent Wednesday. It showed up at like noon, and I was like, all right, let's put this together. I spent like an hour or so, and then I did some coaching, some last minute coaching. I had a session where I got to play with Nalax, and I was like, hold up, this feels really good. I was cooking, and I was like, this is awesome. Later in the day, I tweaked a couple things on the controller, changed out, I got the stick that I wanted on here, and I played with Lucius. And then I'm like, hold up, I'm feeling really good. I think I'm gonna have a good time this weekend. So with less than like 6 hours on this controller, I just rock it. And I just start playing in pools. Make it out of pools. My pool, unfortunately, I had to wait 45 minutes to play my my first round of pools to get out because a person decided to take so long to lose in Melee to come and lose on the other side of bracket and not play me, which was cool. Really wish TOs would DQ people after 30 minutes. It's a really easy number to pick of like, you know what? Yeah.
That's a long time.
Long enough. Because I definitely sat there and waited. And the other guy we played, and I do have a funny story. I played against who was it? It was Thulium. And this was still best of 3, which is so cursed. And we proceeded to play the worst set of our lives after waiting like an hour to play, right?
Yeah.
And when I tell you that we had the unironic interaction of like we played, everyone was like, yay, Zeke made it out of pools, yippee, Tri-State was cheering me on. And obviously I'd already fist bumped, GG's. It was like a minute or two later, he walks up to me and goes, dude, GG's, I played it. Like I had so many missed inputs. And I looked at him dead in the eyes and I went, yeah, dude, GG's, we both played bad. Like,
but the GG's, we both played bad. That's fucking crazy.
I haven't had the chance to have that interaction in so long, and it was so great. But Thulium, you're a good sport, bud. We both laughed, and it was fun getting to play you. But
that's crazy.
Winners round 2. I want to pull this one up. If you guys see here, I had a lovely set with Mr.
Yeah,
Spargito.
banger set.
I would love to retell the story because it was really fun. So game 1, I absolutely slaughtered him and 2-stocked him. Like it was like okay.
It was GG's. Yeah, cool. Yeah.
Game 2, he does it back to me, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be fun. This is gonna be fun, right? We're going back and forth, and I was like, all right, let's see. Maybe he's like really caught on. Game 3, super close, but he gets it, and I was like, okay. Took a second. I understand I need to slow down a little bit more. I need to find these grabs a little bit more. Because the big thing I recognized was like, when I grabbed him, he died. Like he just died straight up. It was beautiful. I've never played that good in my life. Game 4, this comes into play. He's on track to 3-stock me on Merchant. And I was like, oh, fuck. This is it. This is going to be the end of it, right? I take a deep breath. And when I tell you that I respawn, kill him, he respawns, we do a little scrap, I grab him at 20, he dies. Like from 20, just straight dies. Cool. He respawns. I'm running around, get him to like 30, grab him, he dies. And I was like, oh, I just reverse 3-stocked you. That's awesome. Okay. Game 5. On my second stock, I get a little bit of a goof. I mess up a gem recovery and die really early. And it still goes to super duper last hit. Just barely choked it, and he got it, but we had a lovely handshake. But when I tell you that he turned and looked at me, and I could see the fear of God in his eyes, I'm like, I almost lost that set.
Like, I fucking almost got you.
Yeah, and it was so funny. I was so locked in, I didn't even realize. I took my headphones off, shook his hands, turn around, and there's like 100 motherfuckers behind us, and I just went, "Oh hey guys," and everyone laughed.
Oh hey, oh hey,
and like 3 different people were like, "Zeke, what the fuck? What the fuck was that? Where did that come from?" And I was like, I don't know. I almost had it. The cool thing that I get to say is I'm one of the only people that actually took games from him that weekend. We're gonna go ahead and take a peek at the bracket here, but he proceeds to go on a pretty great run here and pretty much 3-0ing everybody he played against besides me, Yoda Cage, Cake, and Stango. And that's pretty cool to get to be on the list. But this top 32 was insane. So many people showed up. Cam Polo beating Ant and making his way through. Spargo getting his run back on this is Toothbrush. Yoda Cage winning the Ditto over FPZ, who beat Elkies to get there.
A lot of Maple on Maple Violence.
Yep. Sandstorm Nalax having to play a Ditto game 5 as well. Dango Switch, another Ditto. And Dakpo, unfortunately, finally having to play ZB. All these months dodging him and praying. He finally had to do it.
He was not excited. I'll tell you that for free. He was not excited about that.
Every tournament we prepped for, he was like, please don't have to play ZB. Please, I never want to play ZB ever.
Don't let me play ZB?
Yep, and it did happen. But and then on the loser side, there were a lot of killers crawling through, Hyperflame making his way through. But most notably, I want to talk about Musique.
Yeah, what a run.
So not only did he show up on Saturday at like 4 a.m. Because he had to work Friday. So he had the Saturday pool, the final pool. He also didn't have housing planned because he did not plan to get top 6. So he proceeds to go on a run and beats Barking Frog. After losing to B-Bats and Winners and taking a game, he beats Barking Frog 3-1. He beats Hyperflame 3-1. He beats Hampolo 3-1, who he lost to last time they played. And beats Dakpo in the saddest loss.
I saw that
Dakpo one. Whips it up B and doesn't turn around. And
Dakpo gave it to him. We can say it. Dakpo gifted him a win. Dakpo won the set and then he didn't. You know, and sometimes that happens. But what's so funny, like the best part about that is Dakpo like hesitated a little bit on the confirm because that confirm is just true.
Yeah.
And if he had hit it, it wouldn't have mattered that he didn't turn around. He would have just got the kill.
Yeah,
but the hesitation combined with the fuck up on turning it around, both of those things killed him.
It was one of those moments where everyone in the room was like, oh, no way, not like that. And Musique proceeds to make the funniest, like, oh, I'll take that. Thanks, man. Thanks, bro. But yeah, he went on an insane run to get top 6 and make it to that final day.
Yeah, good shit.
Super proud of him. He's someone I've coached on and off for a very long time. Member of Team Squawk, same team as BioBurb. And he's been around since Rivals 1. He was near the end of that game, was one of the best Clarence and has just carried his way through into this. And finally getting his breakout tournament is really what it was. He got the bracket that he wanted. And
for sure,
you love to see it, honestly. I love getting to see stories like that. But there is so many sets like we didn't get to see. That, man, I wish there was just like 4 streams. I wish there were so many great sets.
It's tough, I think. And you know, when the schedule got announced for Supernova, even, and it was only top 4 at 10 a.m. on a Sunday. Yeah, that sucked.
Yeah.
And thankfully EE was able to advocate and change it to top 6, which is a little bit better.
Yep.
I don't know how to feel about stuff like this because I don't blame Supernova necessarily because it's like Smash Ultimate and Melee were like significantly bigger tournaments. They were like 5 times the size. That being said, like a bunch of people are coming out to support this game at your tournament, making it the biggest of its own, and you kind of treat it like that. It feels bad. And even the like the top 6 concession feels bad, especially because it was at 10 a.m. my time. Like it was early in the morning. No, it was 10
a.m. Eastern.
It was at 8 a.m. my time.
No, that's 7 a.m. your time.
Fucking Christ! Like it was early.
Yeah,
you're right. It was 8 a.m. my time. But like, at a certain point, and I don't know if this is the point, but like when we watch Evo and have the experience that we had at Evo for this game and compare it to the experience that we had at Supernova for this game, it makes you wonder about the kinds of tournaments that you want to support.
It was tough. As someone who attended too, like I had fun. I had a great time.
Yeah.
We did not have enough setups. The stream setups had a lot of issues. And like, thankfully, huge shout outs to the tech team and the production team. You guys are troopers at Supernova. Swapping PCs, resetting, power cycling, all of it. You guys were so on top of that, and I have so much respect for you guys. Thank you for cooperating with us and the players in dealing with all that, because it is incredibly frustrating for everyone, and we empathize with that and appreciate the effort that goes into that a lot. On the flip side, this is a tournament that announced their schedule at the last possible moment, physically possible, including the seating on top of that, as late as possible. And like, this is what happens when you do that. This is what happens. And it sucks. Lesson learned. That I don't think I really need to elaborate further. This I'm going to be blunt, actually. I'm just going to be blunt. There's a reason a lot of us still just call it SmashCon all the time. And it's because it feels like the tournament hasn't changed in X amount of years. It feels the same every year to a detriment. And I have fun when I go. I have fun. Doesn't feel like it's getting better. And that's a bummer. And I want to see it get better because I think it's a tournament that can be so great where it is just the meeting of everybody. Everybody tries to pull up for every game. I entered Smash 4. I had so much fun just goofing around the one set of Smash 4 I played. And it was awesome. But like, it's when stuff like this happens where it's just like you said, it's like, do I even want to go next year? Because if we're going to have exactly this kind of experience again, it's really, really, really tough. There are so many sets that so obviously should have been put on stream that just were not.
And I think there's some difficulty even. And when I say like, you know, in the spirit of being blunt,
yes,
I guess just evaluating which tournaments give you the time of day.
Yeah.
Right. And there have been a couple that have, you know, tried and maybe not succeeded. You know, we talked a little bit about how Gommel was like in the back rooms and didn't necessarily have enough setups. And at least we got a full fucking top 8 on a regular day.
Yeah, that was so nice.
At a regular time.
Yeah,
you know,
it
wasn't on the
mind too. It wasn't on the mainstream though.
Yes, it wasn't on the mainstream.
That's
like maybe it should have been.
Yeah,
and it didn't have as many streams, but like at least you got to see a
love.
whole top 8. Yeah. Whereas like look at Battle of BC. Rivals had enough setups, a quad stream, and got the full top 8 on the mainstream.
Yeah. It's crazy.
I encourage people, and this is not to say that, you know, I'm obviously biased and love Battle of BC. So I'll name that before this.
No, that's fine.
But I think you need to consider which tournaments we make the biggest tournament.
Yeah, no, I as someone who's attending Riptide, I will be blunt. Their schedule is not updated or out yet, and it's in a couple of weeks. And it currently says it is one day, which is horrifying. And like,
not only that, no one knows this. As someone who knows the ongoings from a different lens than you do, no one fucking knows the schedule. No one knows the schedule.
No one knows what's happening in the tournament right now, and that's like, I'm so ready to show up Friday night and be like, wait, I had pools? Like, oh, fuck me, I guess. Like, so I'm scared. And I made a little Twitter thread the other day about like the shortcomings of a lot of events right now. And it is 100% revolves around communication on all fronts, whether it be with staff, commentary, players, everything. The fact that every time a major is coming out, the players I coach ask me, when is this? What days are this? Dude, I don't know. And nobody knows. And it's like, I feel so bad where I have players who really want to invest and show up to these events and cannot justify it without gambling that they're going to get fucked over by the schedule and things like that. And it sucks so bad. Like, huge shout outs to the Supernova team for getting Musique on that Saturday pool, because had they not properly read that feedback, he just wouldn't have been able to play. That he just would have just not shown up. Like, and that would have sucked so bad.
Yeah, and again, this is not to say like to shit on anybody.
No, this is genuine feedback.
And be like everyone's doing like a bad job or whatever. But like even on my side of things, the number one reason that I can't go to events is people don't hire me early enough.
Yep.
That is the number one reason. I have missed double-digit events because of that.
Yep.
Because people have gotten back to me within 2 weeks, and then flying out of flying out of Alberta is $1,000 fucking dollars. Like I'm not doing that.
Yeah, it's not happening. It's not happening, and it is like, unfortunate. And it's not fair.
It's frustrating to deal with. It's been a pervasive issue, and I think as a Rivals community, we can hold tournaments accountable.
Yes.
By making the ones that get big the ones that treat you properly.
Exactly. Yep.
And this is not to say it's going to be forever or whatever, but if Supernova or whatever wants to keep putting us top 4 only on 8 a.m. in the morning, don't go to that one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? As much as like the Supernova name is huge, go to CEO, go to Battle of BC, go to Evo, do the tournaments that are willing to give you the time. And then Supernova can be like a little rivals bracket, and it'll still be there, and it'll feel appropriate for just the top 4 because it's whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
but
Hitfall
like,
coming up. There's also a lot more regionals starting to show up too. Events like Hitfall, Mythic, PRGE. I like. There are so many little ones that like. Pull up, go have fun. It might not be RCS. I don't know. They're a lot of these haven't been announced. I don't know. It hasn't been confirmed yet. It's the event is announced and it doesn't say RCS. So this is what I mean. A lot of things.
I mean, Heatwave's a good one too.
Yeah, Heatwave coming up too. Yeah, like a lot of these events, it's just like we know they're happening, but it feels like everything is last minute, and it really sucks to be like, as someone who's especially like recently, for those that have seen, I've been sponsoring players to go to events, and it's like I want to do more, but it's like I can't be like, yeah, let's fly you out to Heatwave. Because, dog, we don't know if it's RCS. And that would suck so bad to be like, let's say Toothbrush gets the run of his life and it just doesn't fucking
doesn't count.
It just doesn't count. That would suck so bad. And I hope it is. And this is just, it's not specifically Heatwave, just as an example. But, like, that would suck. And I think that's something that's also discouraging people from going to these regionals, too. And it's not that they should count. It's that we should promote this as an idea. It's the same thing as supporting your locals.
We should know if they count.
Yeah, we should know. Like, it's going to count, and let's make it a big thing, because that will make more people attend. You can't expect people to attend to then make it count. Like, it's backwards thinking. We can't do that. Decide it's going to count, and I promise you 20 amazing players will immediately register like that so quickly. It is a solvable problem, and it's tough. Yeah, I hope that we as a collective community can like do better with these events. And like, I want to stress this last point really quick too. This is not a new problem. Both of us have been in the scene for so long. This was happening in 2015.
It's honestly gotten worse. This was
happening the year of COVID. This was happening after COVID, and it's still happening today, and it's gonna happen tomorrow. But we can all do better. This is not a new problem, and it all comes down to active communication, because this is something that goes. It is a struggle from players attending to commentary being picked, to schedules being decided, to people getting paid out on time. This is an all fronts issue from everybody, and we all can do better with it, genuinely.
Yeah. I mean, even like if we want to use an example of the 2 tournaments I go to regularly in Gombel and Battle of BC, I buy my flights for Battle of BC in advance because I know the fucking TOs, and I have the privilege of being able to do that.
Yeah.
Right? And I know that I'm going to get hired at Battle of BC, which again is a privilege. And for Gommel, one of the reasons I couldn't attend one year was the brevity thing, and I talked to Max about it and said, you got to let me know early. And this year he let me know early. Yeah. And again, that's a privilege, a privilege I have because I have a direct line with Max, and Max respects me enough to reach out early. That's the thing, right? Too, is and not everyone has that
privilege. Yeah.
And so for both of those events, my like contingency for attending them was based upon like a privilege I have that not everyone does.
Yeah, to be
which
like,
is fucked up. Yeah, you know what I mean?
No, same thing. Like there are lots of events that like I want to travel so much for Rivals, but it's like I need to know. Like one of the things, like I'll just say, like I haven't heard back about Riptide from commentary. I don't think anyone has. And like, you know what?
No one has. I'm willing to say no one has.
Yeah, and that sucks. It's in like 2.5 weeks or something, and it's like, TikTok, what are we doing? And it's like, I'm not attacking the TOs for that event in any way. It's just like, it's so exhausting to be like, I'm either going to make money or I'm not. And that sucks to just be like, which one is it? Am I just tanking it or not? And yeah, it's tough.
Take a guess why I wasn't at Riptide last year.
Yeah,
I'll give you one guess.
Yeah, and it's just so frustrating. Like me and you talked about this back in the day when I was living in Canada, in Alberta, where there'd be so many tournaments. I'd be like, yeah, we would love for you to come, and then contact me 2 weeks early and go, oh, we can't afford that. And I'm like, okay, well, why didn't we have this call a month and a half ago? Like, it sucks. Yeah, it just sucks.
Yeah, the only time I've ever been able to go to a tournament that contacted me last minute was fucking UFA because they threw a bag at the flight.
Yeah,
Like
they
that's
tanked
the
it. They
only
tanked it. And huge
reason
shouts to them.
they
Huge
tanked
shouts.
it. So like, if that's what you want to do, then you tank it, I guess. Like, shout outs to UFA.
Yeah, yeah,
Like, you know, the pill is easier to swallow.
yeah.
If you tank it, but like at a certain point, you have to expect stuff like that.
Yeah, no, it's a tough one. It is a tough one. Let's talk about something more fun.
Well, we didn't even talk about Supernova Top 8, so really quick shout out to
Stango. We got so derailed.
Yeah.
Let's pull up the top 8. So on loser side, it was VBAT's Musique and Spargo Sandstorm. VBAT's taking over Musique 3-0. Spargo taking over Sandstorm 3-0. That was super dope. And then we had Cake Stango. And wait, no. Oh my god, because it shows the top 4 here. I gotta go back. Then on the winner side, we had Cake is one who put Spargo in losers, winning 3-1, and Stango beat B-Bats game 5.
B-Bats is a game 5 Andy.
He is Mr. Game 5 right now.
He's a game 5 Andy.
And
they go back and forth, but he's just always in game 5.
Yeah, it's tough, and he has been really struggling to get those wins in those game 5s, but he's so close. He's so close to doing it, and it's really cool to see like him having another breakout event. He's really been showing like he is one of the greats at this game.
I feel like he's easily top 10.
Yeah, easily. And the fact that he's one of the few people that has a set on Cake, like it's just one of those things where it's just as time passes, he will solidify that spot more and more and more. It's really, really cool to see. It's really, really cool to see. But let's hop over to the top 4 side, because this is when things got a little fun, where Mr. Stango gets his big dub on Cake Assault, winning 3-0. And I can tell you that was that was rough. That was rough. He won that set. He won that set.
Forsburn in the modern era, I don't know.
It's the combination of like Stango's playstyle is really good against Cake, plus Stango's character beats his character, plus you only get so much experience at that level in a matchup like that on both sides. And Stango has really dedicated his time to exploring the way that you play against Forsburn, and has shown why he is the best at it now, by far.
Yeah.
Huge shouts to him getting that big dub on him in winners finals, because so many times he's been the one crawling through losers, and to be the one to put Cake in losers, I can tell you, just seeing his face, it felt good, and he needed it. He needed that dub, and he earned it. It was great to see. Then on losers semis, Mr. Spargo clutching out a game 5 over B-Bats was horrifying game 5, where Billy unfortunately had a bit of a massive choke, and
Billy,
it happens to the best of us. It happens to the best of us. But Spargo then, let's take a little peek here, getting his run back on Cake and winning.
That one was surprising, genuinely.
Yeah, it was just one of those ones where they were just pretty close, and Cake was dropping the moments that mattered, and he got it. And this being Spargo's last big event for a while for both Smash and Rivals, ending up getting that second place again, losing to Stango twice.
Yeah.
Let me double check.
Or was it Cake who put him in losers?
Oh no, it was Cake.
He got the run back. So it was just, he got the run back.
So, but Stango finally getting his win after all these years. He's never won a big tournament for any game.
It's been a minute.
Which is so cool to see. So he finally got his big dub in a game that he really genuinely loves. And with a community that he loves so much that supported him. The pop-off was beautiful there. So proud of him.
Pop-off? He did win Nasby too.
That's not a real game. That doesn't count. It's not a real game. Yeah, that's sorry. I don't know what to tell you.
That's fake news.
There were like 20 people in that bracket. That doesn't count. Sorry.
Stango, notable loser, becomes winner.
But yeah, what a beautiful top 8. This was again one of those things where it's like, even though Musique kind of like got his way into the top 8, just watching him play throughout the day, anyone would tell you like, oh, that makes sense. this guy was moving, and I feel like all of them really showed up and locked in. So huge shout outs to everyone who got top 8 at Supernova. And huge shout outs again to Stango for finally getting that big dub.
Yeah.
And now
it's been fun to watch.
Menace's favorite joke. It was now dead. Yeah, thank you for that reminder. Mr. Menace, the seeding god, couldn't conquer the demon Stango on Olympia.
The demon Stango.
Yeah. But this was definitely one where, like, I think every single one of us that has, like, really been supporting Stango this year, especially, like, we all individually had a moment with him to celebrate, where it's like, after he won on stage, you know, he had the pop off with Shannon, his lovely wife, and that was beautiful. And when he was wrapping up his controller, he looked at me, and I'll share a little intimate moment that we had that is literally a core memory, and I shared because someone got a photo of it. So after winners finals, I had gone up to him and I was like, you know, how are you doing? And he was like, dude, I want to cry. Like, I think I'm gonna win. And we were just hanging and just pushing through, and keeping his composure, and carried it through. But when he won that Grands, after the whole celebration, I went up on stage and looked at him, and I was like, the job is done, bro. And we hugged, and I was like, and you can cry. And he fucking cried. It took every ounce of my being to not sob with him, because it just
exposed. No, yeah, kidding.
it just felt so good. And like, he had the interview with Wisely. He just every one of us really had a moment. It was beautiful, and I love it, and I'm so happy for him. I'm getting choked up thinking about it again. I love it so much.
It's one of those things where it's like a storyline that people get invested in with a person that you can get invested in.
Yeah.
And I think Stango's like a fun personality to like be on the journey with.
Absolutely.
If that makes sense. And so I think it was easy for a lot of us to get behind and be excited for that moment to finally happen, because it felt like one of those things that was coming in due time.
Yes, it was going to happen. Yep.
Yeah, and so having it happen at an event like Supernova, when that was as big as it was, I think was a nice culmination of the story that a lot of us felt.
Yeah, doing it at the biggest tournament yet, really like nail in the coffin, where it's like, he is now one of the GOATs. He can say it now. He can own it, that he has won a tournament over the best. And it's like, now he has one more demon left. That's Mr. Plup, who
that's everyone's demon.
That's everyone's demon. So should be a good time. We're not done fully, but we're one step closer to being the GOAT, and it's just cool to see.
Yeah, I played Plup's Edalus in ranked. Fuck me, man. Just
oops, you died. Oops, you died. Oops, you died.
That's what was happening to me. It's just over and over and over.
Crazy. Yeah, it was just, man. Yeah, there's so many more great sets and tournaments to be had now, and the story just gets more and more exciting. Especially with the new big patch coming up too. There's gonna be a lot of shakeups. Stango has shown us that he can play basically any character. The fact that he's gotten insane wins with Setterburn, Clarin, Crag, and Olympia is insane. And he's one of the only people to do that. And like, obviously at this event, I mentioned before, so he played exclusively Olympia the entire time. He did not swap this entire tournament. And shout outs to Boyko for making him finally fucking do that. You're the GOAT, dude.
Go back to switching around.
No.
Stango, this is where we have kinship. This is where I'm Stango, but I get 25th. Play a new character every time. It's funny. It's a good bit.
God. Yeah. Stango putting it now in our live chat. It's he was in timeout. Boyko wouldn't let him out of his room. So
no,
thank you, Boyko.
Stango, you're weak.
Yeah.
Play as many characters creatures, as you want.
Yeah, it's curious. When the one person who can finally stop swapping wins, and the one who likes to keep swapping keeps not making it, huh? Curious.
That's crazy. Yeah.
But yeah, Supernova, fun tournament, fun top 8, and again, shout outs to everybody. Shout out to Musique finally getting his first top 8.
Yeah, huge.
Yeah, and shout outs to this. I will share one thing. Shout outs to Ham Polo for letting him room with Musique after he lost to him to get top 8. That's cool.
Oh, that's devious.
You're the GOAT, bro.
That's devious. You wouldn't see me on that kind of shit. That's all I'm saying. You can sleep on the sidewalk.
Bummer.
Bummer. Hit him with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Holy shit, yeah.
Bummer.
Oh my god. But yeah, beautiful stuff. Love Tri-State. Love you all. This has been it was a beautiful, beautiful event. And I'm excited going into Collision. We don't really have a lot to talk about with the Collision, because stuff it just isn't out yet. But I will be in attendance at Collision. It'll be fun. I've got some cool stuff that I don't think is announced yet still, so I can't say anything yet, but you will see me at Collision a lot, is what I'm gonna tell you. So keep an eye out for that. And
True.
Oh yeah, Supernova had the crew battle on the worst setup of all time, but it was really fun. And I'm in the pop-off photo, which is great. I was a Cake's stand-in because he had to go play Melee. He was playing his Samus. He was having a great time. But yeah, super cool stuff. Let's talk about Galvin. Calvin,
what else
Gabby, Gabbo, whatever. The new evil creature.
Garby, Gabby guy.
Oh.
So I think, if you saw us react to it live, and someone put together actually a really great compilation. Yeah. I don't know if we can maybe link that.
Yeah, we gotta find that. I'll throw that because I think that was oh god, I don't remember who made it now.
It was the guy from Montreal. Or not Montreal, from Manitoba. He took it. It was the guy who took the picture.
Yes.
Yeah, he took the picture with me on the DS. Yeah.
It was Synthesis. Yeah, huge shout out to Synthesis. Made basically a compilation video of like a bunch of the pop-ups and like cut between them at like the same moments to kind of show the moments that we all had and our different reactions. And it was so great. It was so much fun. Huge shout outs to that. Yeah, this character looks like he's gonna be a lot of fun. He comes out October,
first week of October.
Just in time for the anniversary for the game, which I think is so cool. Really gonna be a good shakeup, a super unique, absolutely a Dan character. I refuse to believe anyone came up with all this bullshit.
I think it was confirmed that it was a Dan character.
That's good to hear. Yeah, it had to be a fucking Dan character, and it's awesome. It's many unique mechanics. It's gonna be sensory overload, the character, and I can't wait to see what that's like.
I've heard from people who got a chance to play him at Evo, and as you know, I had some people there trying stuff out for me.
Same.
I had a lot of questions as to how certain things worked and different stuff like that. And I'm not going to get into like all of it because I asked a lot of
it's going to change. Yeah.
A lot of it's going to change, and I asked a lot of questions that were like niche level, like educations for different things, just because I was curious. Yeah. But the gist of what I heard from people who played it is his disadvantage state's not great.
Of course.
His recovery's not great.
Yeah.
He's pretty slow. And if he grabs you, you're dead at any percent. So, it's another one of these. It's another one of these.
Yeah, I think it's going to be an interesting little evil creature.
There's another one of those for you?
Yeah, it's going to be the new evil creature I have to sit and look at.
Yeah. It's definitely campy player stocks are going up.
Yeah.
If Galvin becomes popular. I think it's so funny when they add these types of characters. And I think you can tell it's a Dan character because I don't think Trevor would do this to himself.
No, there's no need.
Because, I think a character like Galvin is so incredibly fucking hard to balance.
Oh my god.
Because the line between unbelievably fucked and, unusably bad is this big.
All I'm gonna say is good luck to the beta team trying to get that shit figured out. Godspeed for to the max. Godspeed, because holy moly, I know y'all are gonna have your hands full. As a reminder, so everyone knows the sequence of the way it works is they reveal the character and we'll have sometimes have a playable event at Evo, right? And then beta gets to start testing stuff.
Yeah.
So a lot of the crazy stuff we're seeing is all Dan's vision before the balancing has begun. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. But he's definitely gonna. They made it pretty clear now that they want characters releasing pretty strong on release and working their way down from there to some degree, but trying to find a happy medium so there isn't just a literal wobble on release. So shout out to the dev team, shout out to the beta team. Good luck.
I think they've been trying to find a sweet spot that they maybe haven't necessarily found yet.
Yeah.
Just because when Edalus released, he didn't feel great, and he got a number of buffs to the point where he feels like he does now.
Yeah.
And then Olympia released, and she was a fucking nuclear bomb.
Yeah. Oh
and
my
then,
god.
And then they were like, "Oh, okay." And then Absa released, and we're kind of back to her.
Weird middle
Not
point.
feeling like amazing.
It's really high highs, really low lows, right?
Yeah.
And it's kind of similar to Edos that we're kind of flip flopping, and I think it's a lot of lessons being learned within live service. It's tough, but I think it's really interesting to see how it's gonna go with a character so unique, and especially with him not being constrained by what's the word I'm gonna pick
the conventions of the game.
No, the character's core design holding them back from reworking certain things. I think we're just gonna get the floodgates are open for anything's on the table for this character being balanced, and it's really cool to see. I am genuinely excited for this character's release. I know it's another heavy, but like it's gonna be fun no matter what. This character's so goofy and funny looking, and the skins are teased. Like it's crazy. The reality I put it is this. I alone was at Evo and sat at that booth for like 6 hours. And if the character wasn't fun to some capacity, that wouldn't have been happening. So many people were doing that and heading back to the booth over and over and over. That's what it's all fucking about. It's fun.
And one of the coolest things is it offers an experience that you don't get.
Yes.
In another fighting
There's
game,
nothing
right?
like
And especially not another platform fighter.
I think something like that character.
Something that Dan is very uniquely good at, I think as a designer, is offering up like an experience that comes from a vision that does not exist elsewhere.
Yeah.
Or at least takes like pieces of things that maybe exist elsewhere and uses them in a way that is like new and novel.
Yeah, like the fact that there's a lot of moves where it's like, oh, it's Donkey Kong's back air and Charizard's in air and Bowser's running, like things that are inspired by stuff. But he, as we talked about before, he loves breaking the rules. Like, we got a sword character that punishes wave dash back. We're breaking the fucking rules. Like, things
don't do that.
yeah. And it's like, now we got a heavy that's like, his poke it beats floor hug. That's never allowed in any other game.
Has a land cancel projectile.
And a land cancel projectile. It's crazy. And you know what? Kudos to you, brother. We're gonna have a good time. Godspeed balancing that. It's gonna be fun though.
I think there is a balance to it though. Like, are there too many heavies in the game right now? Yeah. Especially with Lorena on the horizon.
And probably like, Sylvanos.
Lorena is in the next 2 characters.
I can't wait for her to be tiny. It's going to be so fun.
And then fucking, Sylvanos is in the next, I would say probably 8 for sure. So it's like, we have like 1 billion.
It's scary.
That being said,
I think that's like a new age thing with platform players. I feel like there's so many heavies. Like Nazby kind of did that too. It's weird.
Too many heavies. We don't need that many.
Yeah.
That, and like, let me just like share an honest feeling.
Yeah.
There are characters in this game like Zetterburn, like Olympia, and like Clarin that just feel like characters. You know what I mean?
Well, they're like the conventional platform fighter.
As fucked as those characters are, they feel normal, right?
Yeah,
they feel good and they have unique tools, but they're like, okay, I know what I'm getting into with these guys, and they feel conventional to play. And I'm like, I like those is the problem. Yeah,
we get it. You want to play Melee for the 4th time. It's cool. Yeah.
They're not fucking Melee. They're just like
they're just normal. Show up.
Right? And so then I'm like, can we get a couple more like normals? We have like 3 normals.
No, see, we talked about this 2XKO. I want the freaks. Give me the freaks.
No, I'm fine with the freaks.
Yeah, give me the freaks.
This game is mostly freaks though. If we talk about 2XKO is no freaks.
Yeah, we need more freaks.
2XKO is no freaks.
We need more
freaks. This game is I need the abyss, freaks.
Like goobly gobbly, the schminkledink, like that's what we need.
Dude, I don't care if they add Schminkeldink, but make him have normal moves. Like,
what do you mean it's Donkey Kong and Charizard? It's normal.
That's not normal. He does a fucking drill dash and then he has a platform cancel and then he has a fucking drill.
Unreactable command grab from the ground on a touch. Don't worry about that. He's got Donkey Kong back here. It's normal.
I'm fine if you add Ghibli Guck, the character, and he's a black ball. If he has Roy's normals. Like, I don't give a fuck what he looks like. Just give him some normal fucking moves.
Oh my god.
That makes sense.
That's awesome.
And again, this is a me preference.
Yeah, we
right?
get it. You want to play?
We have a lot of freaks in the game.
Fighters.
We have a lot of freaks in the game. We have a lot of stupid fucking characters in the game.
You're getting wobbled by the drills. Your
yeah,
sock
like
is
what the hell?
gone.
I'm caught in the fucking contraption.
Breaking news: Sylvanas has a permanent RTC. Like, listen, this is just the game we play. It's just the game we play. Lock in.
Someone in our live said, "What is Nurse gonna do when Slade isn't normal?
Yeah.
Crash out."
Yeah.
In a genuine way.
You're gonna summon a clone that like is permanently attached to you, and yeah, you're gonna have to admit that that's the best character in the game.
That's fine. Like I'm fine with him being good. I just want him to be normal.
I can't wait for you to downplay him when he can literally wobble you. I can't wait.
When was the last time I downplayed my character? It never happened.
Oh fuck! Let's talk about Olympia. All right, let's
I have her in top 4 since conception.
Let's talk about fucking. Oh my god. Let's talk about.
I cleared in top 2 when I was playing her. I'm notable. Appropriately placed.
You're playing him when he's the best character in the game.
No, I was playing him before he was the best character in the game.
No, you played him when he was the best.
And then he got buffed to the best character in the game. And I had him at top 4 still.
That's awesome, man. God, that's so awesome.
You can be a hater all you want. You can't revisionist history me.
This is crazy. I remember you saying that Olympia just can't do it at the top level of play just before.
No,
Evo.
That's not what I said. That's not what I said. I said we have to see if Olympia can do it at top level play.
It's just so darn hard. You just die so quickly, you know?
Yeah.
It's just so darn hard.
And they overcame it. That's good for them.
So difficult.
I don't think it's fucked up to be like, oh, let's see if they can do it before just assuming that they can.
They can. They could. They always would.
Yeah. And how quickly did I change my tune? You fucker. Like, I said, let me see, and then I saw, and I
saw the visions.
I took the information,
Avengers,
and I
where it's like Tony Stark. I saw the visions. I knew. I touched that character one time, and I was like,
"You're
gaslighting
happening? Me. You're gaslighting."
I would never.
It's actively happen. Everyone's seeing it happen. Well, there's nothing wrong with being like, I'm going to form an opinion, and then we'll adjust the opinion based on
jump the gun. What are you doing?
Future information, and then the future information comes, and I change the opinion, and now I'm getting in trouble.
Yeah, you were just wrong. It's cool.
I wasn't wrong.
Man, Galvin's gonna release and be insane.
That's fine. I don't give a fuck.
I can't wait for that down tilt to get nerfed literally 7 times.
It's fine.
That thing spiking is insane.
I think the real question is Lorena going to be a garbly goobly, or is Lorena going to be a normal?
Shitto? Yeah, 100% glove shitto. Yeah. Did you see that funny bug that happened with Olympia's side special or all command grabs? So currently command grabs are a little buggy right now, because I guess they have been testing things on the back end for
Lorena,
and it broke the scaling on Olympia's side special and messed up Edelis's up air, and Edelis up air is actually still messed up with one thing. It makes a hit sound.
Yeah, that was really funny.
Yeah,
honestly, I kind of like it.
Yeah, it's gonna be kind of cool. I'm really excited to see what they're cooking up with Lorena.
Well, there was like the day where Edelis couldn't forward throw fleet, and then Craig
the command grab
for forever.
Grabs just broke. Yeah, grabs completely broke. And it was so funny that I got that clip of like the tower to hell.
That was good.
And I sent the first clip of it to Menace right away, and he goes, "How is that on live?" And that made me so happy.
Oops!
And Trevor came in my chat and was like, "I'm working on it." And I was sitting there,
working in my on pants, it. Crazy.
Laughing. I was laughing so hard. I was having so much fun just going into casuals and just putting people into the fucking, what was the bug in Melee? The frozen whatever, like the grab. You know the that's what was it? The Ice Climbers
like
one.
The T-pose.
I don't remember what it was called, but you just freeze someone in place. Like that's literally what the bug was. It was crazy.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I actually, maybe I'll be proven wrong, but I think there's a potential that Lorena's like kind of normal.
I don't think you could ever make a character where half their kit are hit grabs and command grabs be normal. There's just no way.
But like, she feels pretty normal in Rivals 1.
You're insane.
No, she feels
She's
normal.
gonna have a tick grab. There's no way that they balance chair pull.
How are you going to put a tick grab in the game?
They're going to make it so you can chair pull and move. They're going to do it. They're going to fucking do it. It's going to be so evil.
If you can lock people in with the chair and get a true grab off of it, she's not normal anymore.
It's totally
but like
you
can't do that in Rivals 1. So.
Yeah, because there's no shield.
Yeah, so who knows?
It's going to happen. I'm professing it. It is going to happen. I'm manifesting it.
I think the hit grabs make her like funky. But at the end of the day,
I don't think you've ever played a tournament set against Elkies on that character. You don't get it. You die at 20. You literally
I know you do, but like you die at 20 in Rivals 1, everyone kills you at 20.
No.
They do. What do you mean? I played against Bio for like 3 hours.
Yeah, because Bio is this good playing the best character in the game, and you're down here.
I'm Beast. I took a game.
You don't know how Drip the Eye works.
Who gives a fuck? Hold the stick. I think there's potential that Lorena ends up being, as much as like the hit grabs are weird, I think there's potential that she ends up being on the normal side of things.
God,
especially compared to like fucking Galvin. Like she's gonna be more normal than Galvin for sure.
I hope you could pick up the chair and throw it.
You can.
I mean, as the other player, you throw that. I want to yeet that shit out. I'm
sure they'll be able to hit it.
Oh god, I want to be able to get it out of my face.
In Rivals 2, they've been tending to add counterplay to stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I imagine what it'll be is you'll be able to hit it and it'll have a hitbox if you hit it, or you can like hit it off the stage.
Yeah. I hope so, because I hate when they keep adding things where it's like Cloud. It's not thankfully
that you can't interact with.
And you just have to sit there and be like, yeah, there it is.
At least you can grab her when Cloud's out and it makes it go away.
Thing. Or like
unlike
Puddle.
Fucking Puddle, it stays even if he fucking dies.
I had my first crash out in a while in Arcade. What was it? Yesterday, day before on stream. I got hit. They started doing this new thing on the high plats, so like on Rockwall, right, or on like Tempest, right, where they'll drop through buffer fast fall full speed forward air, and when I tell you it drops and it's like full speed and it's like an L, I exploded. That shit is completely unreactable. Oh my goodness gracious. And there's just I just keep finding new things. That character does that pisses me off, and every day the bubbles don't go away and the puddle doesn't go away, and I don't know what to do besides
he's gonna get nerfed. It's fine.
Yeah, shout out to Natty for pissing me off. You're the goat, dude.
It's fine.
But yeah,
he's getting nerfed next week or 2 weeks from now.
Can't wait for Lorena to have a 100-0 matchup on him. I can't wait. It needs to happen.
Dude, there's a very real chance that I was telling you this in DMs when Galvin got announced instead of Slade. I was like, it might be over, and I'm now a Lorena fan. Yeah. And if Slade gets announced, then big lucky surprise for me.
Yeah.
But I'm all Ant all day.
We've given
from
up on the
now on, baby,
Lorena. I'm proud of you for giving up the coping. Yeah, you're growing up so quickly. I'm proud of you.
I did it for a full year. I got hurt every time.
Yeah, you
it
did.
Made me very sad.
Yeah, you did. It's okay. You can celebrate when I get Sylvanos. It's cool.
They're gonna fucking announce Artemis next year or something, and it's gonna be off of me like butter. It's not even gonna matter because it's all Lorena all day. It's bug time.
All right, we've talked about all the fun new character, the expectations of what we got going into it. Let's talk about commentary and the way people talk about it.
Yeah.
you wanna take the reins on this one?
I think this is like a big topic. And I wanted to start off by like opening up the conversation a little bit about like styles of commentary, because I think people often like are familiar with like color commentary or play-by-play commentary as like the two defaults, and kind of are just like those are the two ones that people do, and sometimes they do both, or sometimes like whatever.
Yeah.
And in like let's say a traditional sports setting, those roles are much more clearly defined.
Yes.
Right? Where you have someone coming on doing like dedicated color commentary, especially in something like basketball or football that has like downtime. As American football. And then having like a play-by-play caster dedicatedly for like when plays are going on.
Yes.
Those roles are pretty clearly defined.
Mm-hmm.
and there's like a professionalism to that like sports commentary that means that, you know, even though some people are better or worse at it, they don't deviate too much from what you would expect. And even I saw someone the other day, this was a comedian doing a bit about the way baseball commentators sound.
Oh yeah.
And like the voice that a lot of professional commentators do,
yes.
the like, stepping up to the plate this evening is Bobby Big Balls coming in for his 4th at bat. He's had a hell of a year, this kid. We're gonna see if he's gonna hit one down to Homer and get his team on the board.
Yeah, no, it's
and so like
funny.
Like people do the bit, right?
It's culture. It's become culture for baseball. As someone who's watched
for sure,
it is part of the culture to do that. In the same way that like football or American football has the color commentator and the guy doing the play-by-play talking as fast as possible, oh my god, and the touchdown, like they that is the ramp up, like speaking, like that's football 100%.
Sure.
Where like I think that is very much like been developed in the culture, and I think this is actually something we struggle with to kind of bounce off that is like I think certain fighting games, you know Street Fighter and things like that, the culture is like getting fucking loud and getting hyped up. Marvel is really the one that
Marvel's the big one.
And Street Fighter like solidified that, right? But not every game has like as frequent moments or as impactful moments like that. Especially in a platform fighter where there's multiple stocks and the games last way longer and there's more downtime to talk and things. And like, I think in platform fighting, there is not. Actually, I'm going to choose my words carefully.
No, go off. I'm here for it. Go the fuck off.
The thing that has become culturally normal is something that the average consumer of streams does not find entertaining, and that is play-by-play analysis throughout downtime. And it's what I personally describe as over-analyzing. This is something that I think a lot of commentators struggle with on all fronts, and this is not at anyone specifically, but it's over-analyzing every decision and really digging into things where it's like sometimes we just got to go with the flow and just talk about the environment of like what's happening about the players more, and then being able to also immediately derail when something starts happening. I think this is the hard part. It's like in a platform fighter, it's like nothing, and the craziest thing you've ever seen. And it's like that is really hard to navigate. And I think like people just default to play-by-play so that they never miss those moments.
Yeah. And I think you said something important here where like compared to most sports and esports, fighting games actually have very, very little downtime.
Yes.
And like as much as there can be downtime in games every now and again,
it's immediately
the risk is always that something happens. Whereas in something like League, something like Valorant, something like CSGO, something like American football, you know when the downtime is happening, so those transitions are built into the broadcast. Whereas that's not the case with something like Smash. And so people can get caught out when something exciting happens, or they're trying to make a point, or they're trying to do something. And I think you're right in that what most people default to is this play-by-play because it feels like they're never going to miss anything. Right?
Exactly.
It's safe because it's like if we just do play-by-play the entire time, it can still sound good, it still fills the space.
Yeah.
We can be charismatic to a degree.
Exactly. Yeah.
And we're never going to miss anything. Like all of the hype moments are going to get the moment that they quote unquote deserve.
No, this is real quick. Like this is something like I personally, like as someone who's been doing more commentary again for Rivals 2, if it's like if I'm ever like struggling to like, I don't know a good way to word this, but like engaging conversation with the other caster or things like that, I will just take the wheel and be like, let's do play-by-play. And then like I will pass to you and like take the reins on that. And I think, you know what, some people are cool with that and some people are not. But that is very much the way I personally like to go about it, is just this is the thing that works, and as long as we can make it fun still, that's the play. And I think that's the skill of it, is like, how do I do play-by-play and like you said, and be charismatic and make it fun and slip in the bits, and like that's the skill of doing that. And I think in a game like this where there's so much happening and you want to have the opportunity to explain things, knowing when you don't is so important.
Yeah. I think I want to like take a step back from
Yeah.
this even and go back to this idea of like when you talk about like play by play and like approaching that and even approaching your other like your co-caster. I want to preface this by saying like the way I do things is not necessarily the right way.
Oh yeah. No,
right?
we have our own way of doing it, 100%.
And we have our own preferences,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
As any person will. I think the difficulty becomes when people like when we talk about these like two kinds of commentary, like play by play or color, in the FGC in particular, it breaks down to more than that.
Yes.
And you have casters who like are very much into the lore of like the community, especially communities that have been around for 10 plus years. You have casters who are very into the like analysis side of the game and are very on top of stuff like frame data and matchups and other like little moments like that. You have people who are good at play by play. You have people who are more on like the joking side of things, who are willing to like take time to do bits or kind of like let that charisma show a little bit more, even at the cost of maybe something with a little bit more like literal substance, if that makes sense. You have the people who are willing to get loud. You have the people who aren't. You have the people who do all of these things, right? And so as much as there's like these two styles of commentary, you're also competing with, do we want the funny guy?
Exactly.
Do we want the serious guy? Do we want the analytical guy? Do we want the history guy? Do we want the philosophical guy? Like, who do we want on the mic? And then who also are they sitting across from? And how do we have these two people do something that is engaging?
Exactly.
And it is incredibly difficult to have a conversation about it because people actually in some cases, and in some cases they do, but in many cases don't actually know what the fuck they're talking about.
Yeah. And they believe that they're right without knowing what they're talking about. Yeah.
I had somebody say to me, oh, I really love like in-depth analytical commentary. I'm like, awesome. That's really cool. And then they said my favorite caster's EE. And I was like, yeah. And I like EE is fucking amazing at his job.
I love that. That's so funny.
EE is fucking incredible at his job.
Yeah, he's
right?
very entertaining.
Like,
more than probably more than all of us.
More than me, certainly. right? Like and he brings a charisma and like a wittiness and a snappiness to
100%.
the cast that people really resonate with, and he's unfucking believable at that. Does EE dive into like the analytics of the game? Not really.
Not really.
He can have a conversation about it with somebody else and is willing to engage on that front. And again, is witty enough and quick enough to be good at that.
Yeah.
But oftentimes he's not the one bringing that extra layer of depth, which is fine, right?
Yep.
As we just discussed, different people are good at different things.
Yeah, that's not his like strong suit, so to speak. Like he is very much the entertainer more than anything else.
And so when people are like, oh, I want this analytical style of commentary, and then they're like, oh, my favorite commentator is EE, I'm like, you actually don't want that then.
Yeah, you don't want that, no.
You, which is, again, is fine, but at least be honest, right? Like, I feel like people are less hungry for this analytical style of commentary than they let on.
No,
because
I really wish we could make analyst desks work. And have the problem is just we don't have the downtime to do it. There's just too many sets, not enough streams, not enough money. Like it's one of those things that like would be so genuinely fun, but we just don't have the privilege to do that. There's always another set that's like, all right, here it comes. It's tough. And so the people who, you know, shout out to the casters that are able to slip in that time to do that, because it's hard. Even as someone like, you know, I love talking about the game and getting real in depth. I have very much found peace with, I'm here to make this shit fun. I don't have time to sit and be like, let's talk about the nuance of that forward air and how important that actually was, because none of y'all want to hear me fucking talk about that. No one really does.
Well, like some people do.
Yeah, but
right?
But that's the thing, right? Is like, does the majority want that? And I think this is also important that like we all do have different tastes, but at the end of the day, they're always going to fold to the majority. That is just business at the end of the day, too.
And I think you said something important in terms of like it's like idea of analytics, because I see this, it comes up on Twitter every like 6 months.
Yeah.
The whole conversation of like, should commentators be good at the game, or like, we want more analytical commentary, right? And when those conversations come up, there are people who do that very well, right? Like there's Ramsey's, even like Charles and Has dive into that a lot of the time. I tend to lean into that more. Like, there's a number of us that do that. And you know, we're not at as many events. Partially is because it's hard to get me and Ramsey's out, as we already discussed. But the like hunger for that isn't necessarily so great that the people who do it are like household names. Right? Like it's almost like people don't recognize it when it happens and just say they want it because they want someone that they already like to do it.
Exactly. That's very much what it is like they want the people that they like listening to do it. And I think like this is one of those things where, like, you know, to kind of talk about the broader topic too, is like the way people need to go about giving feedback. You are allowed to not like certain commentator styles and the way people talk about things, all that. I will hands up to God right now, 80 to 90% of the time I'm muting the stream. And it is no hate towards anybody. I am incredibly picky and I own it. I completely own it, the fact that I'm incredibly picky about the way people talk about games. It's my job to talk about the game. So when people say things that repeatedly are not correct, I get very frustrated and it ruins the experience for me. So rather than letting that happen, I just fucking mute it and I watch and I have a great time. But I think this is something that people struggle with, is the willingness to do that. And also provide feedback about that in a way where you remember that it's a person that you're talking about. I think this is really tough. And like, there is a way to provide feedback without attacking somebody. There are many casters. I've had casters in the past get coaching from me because they wanted to learn more about specific characters, about specific types of interactions, to be able to talk about the game at a higher level. It has happened multiple times over the years. And I respect the fuck out of that so much. But there is a way that we all collectively can be like, hey, you know what? That wasn't so hot. And, you know, I don't think you talked about this game state correctly. And like, here is how I think you could have, or like that. But instead, what most people do, because the primary forum space is Twitter, is posting
or the YouTube comments.
It's posting gotchas to get more likes and be the tweet of the week. And I think that's very much the problem, is like, there are ways to provide critique. And I think amongst the casters, you'd be willing to probably agree with this. I think a lot of you guys give each other feedback all the time, in a healthier way. To support kind of the grind, but the average Joe definitely does not know how to engage with giving feedback on Reddit or Twitter or YouTube comments in any capacity.
It's difficult because if someone just says like, this sucked,
like, what does
or
that mean?
I didn't like this, or you're wrong, like what does that mean? Like, what about that? And there have been instances where I've gotten feedback where people just like misinterpreted willingly what I said. I saw like shoutouts. I think this was Dr. Bats went to bat for me because someone just like willingly misunderstood what I said.
That did happen.
Then they replied and was like, I don't think that's what she said.
No,
I
think
was like,
super
thank you. It's
no,
like literally not what I fucking said.
Shout outs to the goobers in Twitch chat who'd be defending people saying stupid shit about casters live. Like, that is so important.
But like, and there was like another instance. I remember this happened at Platfight. I remember it vividly because somebody DM'd me about it. But it was when Choco Taco was playing against the Nest player that he had a close set with. I forget who it was.
I don't remember either.
And he kept getting hit by Yo-Yo at the ledge. Like charged Yo-Yo at the ledge. It kept happening. And so on the cast, I was like running a bit where I was like, get up attack, please.
Like, exactly.
Please, 100%. Right? Like, because it kept happening. And then I got just a flood of messages like, Lucas has the worst get-up attack in the entire game. How can the casters not know that? It doesn't matter if he has the worst get-up attack in the game. It fucking works when someone is sitting there charging a smash attack. What nuance is there to this? Hit the fucking button. I don't give a fuck if it's bad. So it's like, there are definitely instances where people are just looking to dunk on you for the sake of dunking on you without
100%.
Any like recognition of what's happening.
Yeah. But this kind of goes in tandem with what we talked about earlier. It's like, we as a community have to, the goal is not to get more likes or the clip of the week or anything like that. It's to make the shit better. That's what the focus needs to be on. And it's like, there are lots of ways to give constructive feedback. And I know a ton of casters even have their fucking DMs open. And this problem has existed for so long. I mean, a lot of you guys, you look back at the chat, you look at this stuff, you hold the L when you've said things wrong. I've given you feedback of you saying things wrong before, and you've been like, "Oh shit, my bad." Like, and you own it.
And also, like, I watch all the VODs back.
Exactly.
I know what it sounded like. Exactly. I know what I fucking said.
Yeah.
But I think another point worth making here is, like being able to formulate feedback in a way that is productive to like what you want to see.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, like, can the broadcast improve? Probably.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not just about recognition.
Yeah.
And while, Flambo said something in the live chat that I think is worth mentioning in terms of people getting the attendance award.
Yes.
And people cutting you slack if they see you a lot.
Yep.
I think there's also a degree of once you recognize what you like about certain people's commentaries, you can recognize when other people are doing it well, when other people are doing it not well, or when other people are doing something entirely different.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And I think it's fine if someone's commentary is not your cup of tea.
Exactly. Yeah. And
that doesn't mean it's objectively bad.
Yeah.
Right.
And like,
it just might be not your preference.
Yeah. And there are a lot of casters that have like different styles, like we've talked about. And like, if there's a type of style where you're like, I feel like there was a lot of this type of casting and it got kind of boring and it wasn't really my thing. That is a great piece of feedback for not only the casters to be like, maybe I need to broaden the way I cast, but also the production team and the event organizers to be more mindful of like the different spreads of types of casters that they hire and stuff. Like the most common complaint is insert caster in another top 8. I could list 7 fucking names. Maybe 12. Like, it's insane. And I've seen every single person be complained about. It's just how it goes. And it's like,
for sure.
And it's because everyone has different tastes. But like, I think that's a great piece of feedback that it's like, if you are seeing X name a lot, maybe there's feedback to be taken there, right? Where it's like, once the masses are in agreement of that. Sometimes it's not always, with genuine intent, but learning how to like wade through the bullshit feedback and be like, oh yeah, no, this person has this style and has been top 8ing and this complaint has been constant. Maybe we put them in a different slot, or maybe we pair them with someone else, right? Like things like that. There's so many opportunities to be had. And I think like, it really is just providing that feedback without bashing somebody. That's literally it. It's so easy to like be like, hey, I didn't like this, and not put the person down. And I think that one small rule makes everything get better so much faster.
Yeah, and like the putting people down, it just doesn't help anyone get better, right? It genuinely doesn't. And I know like almost every caster is open to hearing feedback if there are aspects of it that you legitimately didn't like.
Yeah, exactly.
I think I have 2 other things I want to mention. Mm-hmm. And the first one I'm going to pick up on is, we talked about it a little bit, but this idea of like charisma. And
I already know where this is going. Go ahead.
This is a difficult thing to quantify. And you can let me know if I'm like stepping on toes here, but I think if you are charismatic enough, you can get away with a lot more than you would otherwise.
Yes. Yeah, and I think being mindful of like hiring and spreading the charisma is really important. I think that there are a lot of times where you get 2 people on the mic at the same time and you're like, ooh, this is a little slow right now, Mm-hmm. And it's like, we need a little more energy, a little more. And I think like utilizing that to empower the commentary as a whole is really important. But also, you're correct in the fact that there are a lot of people who use that charisma to cover up their lack thereof knowledge or understanding of things. And there's a right way to do that, because you can just be an entertainer, and that's totally a skill in itself.
And people fucking love that.
But you got to stay in your lane, and I think that's where people fail.
Yeah, and I think I'll use myself as an example, because I think it'll be the easiest thing to grasp.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, please.
And I think people, even in this chat and watching the videos, may connect with it, because I'm going to say something that I do on your stream.
Yes.
And I do it deliberately.
Yes.
But there is a way to bring about a conversation in such a way that you can be the villain of the conversation, or you can be wrong, or you can say something crazy in a way that, one, gets a conversation even going.
Yes.
But two, makes you like the fun person to make fun of.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
And I think this is something that is very difficult to, again, to like quantify like what exactly that looks like.
Yes.
But people who are like regulars of your stream or even the podcast will know there are multiple times where I will say something, one, for the purpose of starting a conversation, but also for the purpose of like stirring the pot a little bit.
Yeah, so you be in the butt for the fun of it. Yeah, 100%.
And it's fun. Like for me, it's okay to be the butt of the joke if we got to like do a fun thing.
Exactly.
Or we got to say something crazy, or even just like maybe some people agree with me. And then it's like, oh, there's like a little war going on in chat of like this difference of opinions. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like it is fun to be able to do that.
Exactly.
And so being able to bring up topics or even things you're not totally sure about, or even maybe opinions you have in a way that feels charismatic by like putting yourself as like the butt of the joke, not in a way of like, I'm fucking stupid, but of like, we're having a fun time and maybe I have like a crazy quirky opinion.
Like I'll give a great example of this. When I did this was when I forget what was it, Hungry Games I was casting, and Stango showed up in online tournament. He's got shitty internet and he's playing Edalus, and I was hyping up Edalus, and then he did so bad, and everyone was taking shots at me, and I was like, it committed to the bit. It's funny. Like, oh my god, I'm wrong. I swear Edalus is good, guys. Like, and you just lean into it and you have fun with it.
Yeah.
It's a good time, and like making it fun is so important, and that is part of like charisma. I think is like the idea of how do I make 100%. This fun. The fact that I'll give a great example of this is like the fact that sometimes you can watch certain rounds of CS or StarCraft and it's fun is crazy, because nothing is fucking happening, but they're hyping it up and getting the ball rolling and explaining things in like a digestible way. It's like, that's what it's all about, and it's just making it fun, and like the vibes have like people would say like, oh, immaculate vibes. Like that's what that is. That's the charisma. That's what it
is. I think I'll use myself again as an example, because I want to put myself on the chopping block in case somebody disagrees, and like I don't want to use examples of other people.
No, by all means,
because that feels like wrong. But I think a fun example of this, I have two. One of them is at Battle of BC 6, and one of them is at the most recent GOML. But at Battle of BC 6, when Torigiri was playing against MK Leo, when that set started, I said, you know what, Ron? I'm gonna fucking say it. I think Banjo's bottom 5. I said that at the start of the fucking set.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And not only is that me like saying something as like a bit, as like, oh, like I'm gonna make this big stance, I'm gonna say something that's like controversial but not controversial enough. That people in chat can like argue about it and be like, is she fucking crazy? And then when Torigiri started winning about halfway through the set, Rod actually says, bottom 5, nurse, are you sure? Yeah, and brought it back up, right? Exactly. Because it's the bit, right? Yep. And so then I'm like, now everyone's having a good time because people are like, look at this fucking moron. And, we're having a laugh, and I'm like, oh, I swear he's fucking awful, as Torigiri's hitting fucking F smash 2 frames. And shit like that, right? Yeah. And so then, as a result, that set had a build-up where it was like, oh shit, we thought this. Not even necessarily, but some people in the chat were agreeing with me. And then as the set went on, we were like, oh my God, he's doing it anyway. And it also sets up the storyline of this is a huge fucking upset with a character that's not very good.
Yep.
And then it's also funny because Nurse is wrong.
It's funny because
and then also when he wins, we have this big moment of like Toriguri fucking wins
with a bottom 5 character.
With a bottom 5 character, and so that set is so fucking fun.
Yeah.
Right? It's so fun because I was able to make a bit. Rod bought the bit back up, and we were able to riff off of it in the middle of the set, and then it culminated in this big moment. And what ended up happening is that game got clipped into like YouTube shorts and TikToks that got like hundreds of thousands of views.
Yep.
Because that was a moment.
Yeah, exactly. And you
so,
like set up the conversation for it to become a moment. You elevated it beyond that because you also like Rod. Interaction made it the whole time. The whole set, people were like in Twitch chat arguing, is this a bottom 5 character? Like it is such a win-win for every front to just like take a stand and be a little outrageous and again, it's like for the fun of it, just for the fun of it.
It's for fun, right? And I think that charisma is what makes that work.
Yep.
Right? If I had come in and been like Banjo's bottom 5 and I'm having no conversation about it and like,
you're not making it fun,
I really truly stand on game about this and like whatever, like there's a way to make that not fun.
Exactly. Yep. And it's and I think the other it. Like you said it as like a bit. Like you're just like, all right, I'll say it. This character.
But I kind of believe that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's a shred of
truth
to it.
But you made it fun.
Yeah.
Like this thing. It's like coming in and going, oh man, this
shit character.
It's the way you talk about it. That's the charisma. That's how you make it fun. That's what it's about.
Yeah. And then the other thing that happened at GOM was when I was casting with Script.
Yep.
And we were about to cast a set with Beast Mode Paul. And we were doing like a little analysis bit as the set was starting. And I said, one of the things people don't really talk about as Hero is the mental stack of having to look at the menu.
Yes.
Just when he presses the button.
Yeah.
Right? And how most of the time when you're like a good player, you'll be having your eyes focused on primarily your opponent's character.
Yes.
And having to break that focus just to look at the menu, even if he doesn't press something, breaks that like concentration that you might be having and can give Beast Mode Paul time to do something.
Yes.
This, again, you can present it the way I talked about it. I was like, all right, Script, get on my level with this, please. Like, hear me out. And then I said that in terms of like, I'm making an argument to you about this being true.
Mm-hmm.
And then Script was like, oh yeah, I could see that being true. And then people in chat were like, yeah, no, like that's actually a thing. And people felt like excited by engaging with that. Yeah. Or people could say like
an analytical, like intellectual conversation, but it was like still fun, like being like this
people learned something, but I presented it as something like quirky and kind of like half, like haphazard to get people on board with actually listening to the fucking conversation.
Yes, exactly. Yep. Yeah. No, I super agree with all that. And I feel like this is something that like a lot more casters need to be cognizant of, and viewers should try to engage with and like push to support things like that. I get it goes a really, really long way to be like, yeah, no, that is harder, and or to be like, no, you're wrong, and it's just like,
yeah, like that. Fun. What are you fucking talking about?
Yeah,
like,
it's so much fun.
Yeah.
And
then, yeah, unless you have anything more to add, go ahead.
No, literally, I think you hit the nail on the head. I genuinely have nothing to add to that. I think you're exactly right.
I think there is like a charisma and like a likability that you need to present analytical content under the guise of is basically what I'm saying.
No, I agree.
Because if you just sit there ripping like random comments, not even random, they can be relevant. Like people tune out. And, whether people care or don't care, people don't even recognize it as analytical. It's crazy.
Exactly.
Right?
No, that is 100% my goal when I cast, is to like showcase the really cool moments of things and really big moments, but also make it really fun. Like I just want people to be having as much fun as I am watching. That's literally it. What
I say, and again, this is not to say I'm right, but this is my philosophy about it. And this is, I'm not always perfect about this, but this is what I'm trying to do. Is what I'm casting, I get genuinely excited about the games.
Yep.
And like if anyone who knows me knows that any reaction I have on the cast is what genuine. My reaction at home would have been, right? But my goal when casting is not just to get excited. but it's to let the audience know why they should be excited.
Exactly. Yes.
So that they don't have to take my word for it, right? Because and here's the difference in this, right? There's a difference between telling your audience they should be excited, right?
Yep.
And informing your audience about what's happening so they can be excited with you.
Yes. Especially when it's something that's going to happen multiple times, and it's like get them to look out for it, and you're educating them essentially like in real time. It's really, you're absolutely correct. Yeah.
It becomes a conversation, right? Because it's not just what was this thing, let me tell you about it, but it is what was this thing and why does that make this awesome?
Yes.
And that's so much easier to swallow than something that's just like contextless information.
Exactly. Yeah.
In my opinion. And I think that's why, like, again, that's what I go for. I know that's not what everyone's going for. And there are plenty, like I said, of amazing fucking casters who aren't necessarily going for that. And that's fine, right? But there is like an energy that comes with that. There's a charisma that I try to bring with that. There's like a bit of a character that gets played along with that. And this is like this is pulling back the veil a little bit, but like Zeke, you can attest to this. I'm not like this all the time.
What? No. What do you mean you aren't always wrong?
I'm so sorry.
What are you talking about?
That's sorry. Crazy. I'm not like this all the time. I'm a human being with different states of being, and when you're neurodivergent, that becomes more significant as well. But
what's the point?
What's the fucking point? But yeah, there are aspects of that where being able to invite people along for the ride is part of how you have to make analytical commentary work.
Yes.
And if you can't do that, which is okay, right? Trying to do something that's maybe more funny or more personable or even more professional, right? I think, there are casters that we have right now that don't necessarily do like the funny or analytical thing, but are very much on the like the professional esports, like
it's what it is,
and they're well spoken. Let's have a clean broadcast sort of people.
Yeah,
right. There's room for that as well, and so figuring out the thing that you can do, like, and Rod made a tweet about this, I think yesterday. Figuring out the thing that you can do that other people can't is what is going to make you special.
Yeah.
Not trying to do what other people do, but worse.
Yeah. No, this coincides with like streaming, and I've talked about this a couple times where it's like my goal is every time I go live, I'm going live because I genuinely love the game and I want to have fun and I want to share that with everybody. And that's the same thing with going on the mic for casting. That is my goal, to get you, like you said, as excited as I am, and to understand why you should be excited, like all that, the exact same idea. It's supposed to be fun. This shit is awesome and I love it. And I want everyone to love it even a fraction as much as I do. Like, that's the goal.
Yeah. Like, why are we all here?
Yeah.
Why does this tournament exist? Why am I on the mic with you fucking now? Because we are here doing something that's fucking awesome.
Exactly.
And that we're privileged to be doing.
Yes.
Right? And so if I can get you along the ride with me as to why this is so sick, like, that is a privilege. And the last thing I wanted to bring up before we ended this conversation, in relation to like commentary and figuring out what you like and even providing feedback in different styles of commentary, the last thing I wanted to bring up is commentary duos and how wildly uncommon they are in the FGC compared to literally everywhere else. I feel
like it was a thing and then it kind of like stopped being a thing because so many people stepped away from the scene, is really what it is.
I mean, part of it too is that events got bigger and there were more of them and you needed more commentators, and the people who were doing it couldn't do all of them.
Yep, agreed.
But if you look at traditional sports, even traditional esports, people have commentary duos, people that they cast with every fucking week, every month, every event, whatever. And having the ability to cast with someone on a consistent basis is an unimaginable privilege.
Yeah.
I cannot over exaggerate how much easier it is to cast with someone that you've casted with like 3 times compared to somebody you haven't.
Yeah, especially if you know them too. Like there's so much nuance to like actually conversing with somebody in a entertaining way when you also like know the guy, you know?
Yeah.
Like when you just get thrown into the trenches, it's like, all right, we gotta figure this out. And there's a skill to that too, but there's a time and place for it for sure.
Yeah. And again, this is not to say that people who just get paired up randomly are bad.
No,
they
it's not
aren't,
always bad. No,
right?
it can be great.
And FGC commentators have an incredible skill of meshing with other casters very quickly.
Reading the room very quickly.
And reading the rule. Dude, that's a fucking skill. Right? That not everyone else has to flex. It's like doing improv with a new partner every fucking time, right? Like there's so much room for that to go wildly wrong. Yeah. And when you are considering the quality of the cast, or even people that you connect with, taking that into account, right? Taking into account, have these people casted before a bunch?
Yeah.
Is that why they are able to have conversations like this? Is that why they're able to like be at events like this together? Is this why they've built up goodwill as a duo? Is this why they can have off days or strong days, or get a little off topic and have some grace? You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
And you know, it comes back a little bit to what we were talking about earlier in terms of like notoriety. But if you had Toph and Scar under a different name casting top 32 of Ultimate, people actually wouldn't tolerate it. Yeah. Like, I actually hate to say that to you, but
I'll give you a direct example to my own stuff. When we do the Zekly, we were casting a top 8 set talking about grilling Orcane. Like literally 100%. Throwing him on the grill and drinking him up, and like middle of the set. And it's like in the right environment, it's fine. You can goof around and you can do shit. But like that's not the case, especially at these big events. It's not. And I think like it also like cultural, like, you know, I think, you know, Scar and Toph are a great example of a duo where it's like, you know, obviously they don't really do it anymore, but for many years it was just like, this is just what they do, and people like it, and some people don't.
Dude, I think Scar and Toph are incredible commentators. Yes. And I actually really like their commentary.
Oh, I love it.
But if that was two random dudes, and like the melee scene tolerates commentary in a different way as well. Like different games come with different expectations. But if Scar and Toph under a different name commented top 32 of an Ultimate Major and no one had heard of them before, they would get obliterated.
Oh no, 100%. I gotta say though, it would be really funny to hear Scar be like, Toph, you ever heard of Uma Musume? Just mid-set. Just that would be crazy. Insane. That'd be insane. But no, you're exactly right that like there's a lot of grace that's been given because people have solidified like this is the way they do it. And there's an art form to it. But not everyone's about that. Not every scene is going to be about that. You look at commentary for Tekken, and it is nothing like Smash at all. No. At all. Like a great example of someone that's watched a bit more Tekken and stuff like that, or like Guilty Gear is big on this. A lot of times the casters will be like, that thing they did was entirely wrong, and here is the right answer. And it's like, if you do that in Smash, people get hella offended. But in Guilty Gear and stuff like that, I've seen this a lot. People are like, yeah, you're right.
No, dude, okay. This is like a tangent, but you said something I actually care about.
Yeah.
So I do that.
Yeah, you do.
And I get away with it.
Yeah, you do.
And
well, that's because you're not bad.
I've had casters reach out to me and be like, why can you do that? And I'm like, because they've decided that I've hit this bar of good enough where I'm allowed to do that. Yep. And so like me and Ramses and Haz can get away with it.
Correct.
Because they know we would beat them in a tournament set. Like that is like it's fucked up, right? That's actually not indicative of if someone actually fucked up or not.
No, it's not fair, but it's the way people's brains work all
the time.
But
it's how, particularly with Ultimate, that people function. You cannot say something is incorrect or ambitious or like a misinput even or like bad unless you are good enough to like get the credit to be saying something like that, which is crazy. But but that's a tangent, right? And we could talk about stuff like that all day.
No, I agree. I agree. No, I think it's a big thing. Like, there is something important and like indicative to like when people get multiple opportunities. You get to earn. You get little badges of like you have proven you can talk about these things, and it goes beyond just casting, but like you are somebody that's competed for many years. Many people know who you are. They can Google you. They can look at your Smashers app or whatever the fuck it's called now, and like see like, oh, okay, you're pretty good at this insert game, and like that's good enough. I am someone that is super privileged. I've coached a lot of really good people, and I'm pretty good at this Rivals 2 game, and like I could just say something confident enough, and there is a large amount of people that will simply agree with me because I said it confidently enough. And sometimes I'm wrong, and I'll own it. I love being wrong, but like we are privileged in that way where there are a lot of casters that are not that. There are a lot of casters and people getting into casting that like they just want to cast, and the act of that they love. They don't really have any desire. And like even for me, it's like I was so all in on coaching for so long until literally like this year. And it's like some people just stick in their lane, but like learning how to navigate that and earn those badges by casting and proving that you can converse about these things and like actively improve also, like it's tough. And it's tough in this scene because people are so critical. And if enough people complain, you might not get a slot. And that sucks.
Yeah, it really sucks. And it's not necessarily indicative if you know what you're talking about or not.
Yep.
And the people who are complaining about that, like, again, I have the easy dunk of like, I've done more as a player and commentator than you will ever do in either, which is like, but that's like such low hanging fruit, right?
No, exactly.
Like, there's no reason that I can't say that somebody whiffed a kill confirm when they fucking did it because I didn't get top 8 at like a big event, right? There's no reason that can't be a part of the conversation.
Yep, exactly.
But getting back to the topic.
Yes.
And this idea of duos, like even on my end, right? Like I am very privileged in this regard too. I cast with a lot of people, but I cast with Fabs and Rod a lot.
A lot, yeah.
A lot.
Yeah.
To the point where people have a vibe and like a quality that they expect from a Nurse Fabs block or a Nurse Rod block. And shout outs to them. And I said I wasn't going to name anybody, but I'm naming both of them because that's who I commentate with the most.
No, it's your experience is what it is, and that's fine. Yeah.
I feel very privileged that I get to cast with them as much as I do because I get along very well with both of them. Yeah. And I think the vibe that I get to bring to broadcast with both of them is awesome.
Yep.
And because I've gotten to cast with them so many times, there's way less variance in expectations. And it means the way that the cast can go is just one simpler, smoother, and more fun, I think, for everybody.
Exactly. Yeah. The people aren't ready for the Nurse Z cast.
At a real event? That's crazy. I don't know if we could do it.
It'll never happen. They'll never let us do it.
I don't know if we could do it.
Oh man, but no, I agree. I think the fact that like you've had the privilege to mesh with them and form like this is the way we do it, not the way I do it. We do it, and there's something I've even come to you and talked about and been like, this is one of the reasons I don't really lean into commentary super hard. It's like I know I'm not going to cast with most of these people more than one time ever, and it's just like bluntly, I'm gonna set the pace and we're gonna figure it out, and like I'm gonna take the reins because I'm so not into like. Listen, like I'm a talker, and it's just like that's the way it goes, and it's like getting the privilege to mesh that out and figure it out and talk to them, before, after, the next time, prepping, like all that stuff. There's some great casters that like I would love the privilege to get to do that with, but it's just like I know I'm not someone that's gonna get to do that. So like we talked about earlier, it's like you just gotta figure it out. We together have to figure it out, but the fact that you have figured it out now is so cool. Yeah. And like, that's the big thing. And so you just, you have like, again, set the expectation and have the vibe like solidified. And that is something that the scene definitely needs more of. I agree.
And I think, there like a lot of casters would love to have that. Right. And again, me and Fabs by happenstance have casted enough events together. This was not on purpose. We just kept getting placed together.
Yeah.
It's on purpose now.
Now it is.
But it wasn't originally. Where people like expect us together.
Yep.
And whether, they're expecting one of us or the other, or like, oh, are they both there? Is one of them there? Whatever. There have been a number of instances where I've seen people be like, I hope Fabs and Nurse are on.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And it's become an instance where we both exist in our own right, but people look forward to the duo specifically. And again, like, that is a privilege.
Yep, exactly.
It is something that is a privilege for us as casters, because being expected as a duo means we get to do it more often.
Exactly.
Yeah. But it's also a privilege because it makes the broadcast better, because you know what you're going to get with me and Fabs.
Yep.
Right? You know what you're going to get, largely. And people connect with that, hopefully. And yeah, the fact that people, it makes the broadcast better, because there's less of this like back and forth feeling at each other out. Do we take a set to like get into the swing of things? Do we just get it by the end? Do we not get it at all? Could it have been better? Is it a good mesh stylistically? Like Fabs knows when to let me talk.
Yeah.
I know when to let Fabs talk.
Exactly.
Fabs knows when I'm running a bit. Like Fabs knows like how to push buttons and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like it becomes a thing where these like unspoken rules are understood, and it just makes the whole thing better.
Agreed.
And so is this going to happen? No, definitely not.
No.
But it would be awesome if we had more duos.
I agree.
In Rivals 2, and we're able to fly out more people together. And like, I recognize flying out me and Fabs is insane, because one of us is from Canada and one of us is from the UK. But it's not like we're roommates.
Yeah.
Which is how some duos came to exist.
Oh yeah, no, in Overwatch. Oh shoot, I don't remember their name.
Well, but in like
there's so many notable ones. Overwatch League is one of the biggest ones, and in Melee, yeah.
Wasn't Homemade Waffles and his duo roommate? Yeah,
I think so. Yeah,
and there was a time when Max and Rod, I believe, were roommates as well. Like some of those things happen. But yeah, I think it would be great to get more duos in this scene. I think it would bring a lot of comfortability.
Yeah, and it creates like a brand too, in a sense, where it's like
and
these
an expectation.
Voices tell these stories. Like, I think that's so needed, especially for Rival. I think it's a big thing, and we're having some people step up to the plate, which has been awesome. But it's like, we can keep building. We absolutely can keep building, and I know that for sure. There are a lot of people who deserve the opportunity to show that they have the chops.
100%. Yeah, and I think it just makes the broadcast better.
100%.
And if one of your criticisms is like the commentary is not good enough, duos is one of, maybe not the easiest, but is a way that elevates the level of commentary like unequivocally. It just does.
Yep. That's it. Really will. The quality will go up because they have more time to work on it. That's what it's all about. Yeah. No, I think that puts a nice little bow on it. That it's just like there is so much to be done across like so many different fronts, whether it be viewers, people giving critique, the casters themselves, the event organizers. There's a lot that can be done to help make commentary a more enjoyable experience for everybody. In a lot of ways. And I think to kind of bring us all the way back to the beginning is it all comes down to communication. And everybody's got to learn how to communicate with each other without shitting on each other. That's literally it.
Yeah.
It's tough. A lot of people have a lot of passion in this scene, and it's really easy to take things personally. And the way we present that is really, really big on all fronts. And so everybody, check yourself, and if you want things to get better, be mindful of the way you speak.
Think of something constructive, right?
Exactly.
There's, and I'll invite this because I'm me, and I do anyway. But like, I take feedback to heart. The rare times I've gotten something that makes sense, and oftentimes, like, you are not going to have worse things to say about anything than I do. Right? Like, I am always going to be more critical of my work than anyone else is.
Exactly.
But also, like, if people have something to say or something that they want to see improved or something that they want to be different, like, let me know. Right. And, there are instances where you can let other casters know if that's something they're open to.
Exactly.
But this idea of just being like, oh, this person sucks, whatever, or shit like, oh, the mics were peaking. That's actually production's fault.
Yeah,
like
that's literally production's fault. Yeah,
the casters can't do anything
you have to
about
remember
that.
like every single tournament, so many times are run by different people or different setups.
Yeah.
Like, that is something that is beyond the commentator's control in any capacity. I can't remember more than probably a singular time I have been allowed to touch the audio equipment at all. And even for reference, I am an audio engineer professionally. Like, I've done that. And it's like, because none of these motherfuckers know how to actually adjust the knobs and their own mic or anything or what they hear. It is just you are not trusted to touch stuff, because if something gets messed up, it ruins the whole thing. And that makes sense. But it's like, it is not in their control in any way.
Yeah. So I think that's a like you said, a nice way to put a bow on it. There are a lot of different types of commentary, especially within the FGC. It becomes even more significant.
Yes.
And there are things that can be good and also not your taste.
Mm-hmm.
Those things can coexist at the same time.
Yes.
And there are also ways to determine what you like, what category it falls into, and for people who are trying to do that thing, how to give feedback that helps them elevate as opposed to just like tears people down to the sake of it.
Exactly that.
Because you're actually not contributing to having anything happen.
Nope.
And we've even seen instances recently, and I won't harp on it too much, on Twitter with people just being nasty for no fucking reason. Yeah. Right. So yeah, people want to get better, believe it or not.
Yep.
People want to do a good job.
Tournaments.
Right?
We want better tournaments. We want better streams. We all want these things, but we got to work together to make that happen. 100%.
Yeah.
So, yeah. No, I think that's good stuff. I think we've had a fun little chat today. I think it is time for your favorite section, the media of the week.
I love media of the week. Yes. I love media of the week.
Your favorite.
I wanted to talk very quickly. I know it's been a long one, so I want to talk about Game Changer. So
that's the game show, right?
Yeah, it's a game show.
Yeah.
I don't know how many people are familiar with like the streaming service Dropout, but basically what it is College Humor, the old YouTube channel, for those who remember College Humor, got bought out by one of those like big YouTube conglomerates back in the day, and then College Humor went bankrupt.
Yeah.
And then Sam Reich, who was a cast member for College Humor, ended up buying the College Humor brand.
Oh, okay.
And opening a streaming service called Dropout, where most of the College Humor content has migrated.
Okay.
That's like the story of how it came to be, and it sounds like a Dropout ad. It's not, but it is my favorite. Yeah, no,
I've only consumed this through like YouTube Shorts, so it's interesting.
Yeah, and that's where it exists a lot.
Yeah,
but basically, what it is they have like a number of shows that run weekly or bi-weekly or whatever, and Game Changer is one of them. And basically, the bit of Game Changer is it's a game show where the rules of the game change every episode, so it's a new game. Yeah. And they don't tell the people participating what the rules are.
Yeah, you figure it out. Yeah.
Until it starts. Yeah. And so like they had fun things, like one of the episodes was the hidden rule was one of the players had to lose. And they had to figure out how that was happening.
That's awesome. I love that.
There was one that happened recently where they spun a wheel, and then the wheel had like a thing they had to do.
Oh, is that the descriptive word? Yeah. No, that's my favorite clip from it ever. Like, I've seen so many. That's my favorite one. Because one of them, he realizes that the host is one of them.
And he takes the host.
Yeah, he becomes the host of the episode. Like, that shit's great. They are genius.
It's just dumb shit like that, right? Yeah. Like, there's another one where they had to like do a musical on the spot. There was another one where they had a group of people do like directed improv in the tone of Shakespeare.
Great. Yeah.
Like a bunch of crazy fucking episodes. There's a ton of them.
That's dope.
And they're always fun to watch, right? Mm-hmm. They a recent one that was fun. They had a group of people in a circle, and they had to try and figure out who the drunk one was. Or sorry, who the one who
was it the drunk or someone pretending to be drunk?
There was one person who was sober.
Oh, okay. My bad. Yeah.
And so all of the drunk people had to figure out who the sober person was.
Right.
And so they had a game where they had to do a bunch of stuff, and one person was pretending to be drunk and all of this stuff. And like I said, it's just fun, right?
No, that's dope.
And so I wanted to shout out Dropout because they have a lot of great stuff.
Hell
Like
yeah.
Game Changer is one of them. Make some noise. And even like if you're into D&D, they also have other good stuff like that on there.
Cool.
If you're into it, it's the only streaming service I actually own.
That's crazy.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And yeah, I feel like people know about it like tangentially, but it is like some of the best. Like sit down for an hour in an evening and just laugh, along with something silly.
It seems really
very
funny.
very good for that. So shout out Game Changer and shout out to Dropout.
Hell yeah. I've been in work hell since Evo. I've watched some random anime and stuff, but nothing like of major note. If you have somehow magically not done this, please fucking watch Superman. We've already talked about it. Just dude,
yeah, it's fucking good.
It's so fucking good. What a great movie. What a perfect film to come out during this time in the world and everything.
It's out on digital.
Yeah, go watch it. Just do it right now. Get out of here.
Yeah, go.
Why Superman is punk rock like right now. It's amazing.
It's a really good movie.
Yeah, please. That's. I think that's literally it. I think we could just leave it on that note. Yeah. Thank you guys for watching today. Episode 10. We're gonna get some guests soon. This was super fun. We will probably be back. Maybe before Collision, maybe after. We'll see what my life looks like until then. I'm a mess.
On God.
We'll get there. But thank you guys for being here as always. We'll see you next time.